Intro ribbon, everything is super cute. Hi guys, welcome back to another tech video. In this video, we will talk about the Internet of Things concept. So if you're new here and haven't followed this Facebook page or subscribed to our YouTube channel, don't forget to tap the follow button on Facebook or the subscribe button on our YouTube channel to see more MCPL content. You can do both things. That's okay too. So we bring you interesting tech videos every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And don't worry, if you're so eager to learn and you forget to do these things right now, I'll remind you at the end of the video. So in this video, we want to answer the following questions. What is the Internet of Things? How does it help? How does it work? What should I be concerned about? How does it benefit me? And what's new? Or what haven't we heard of? But what's new sounds a little better. So moving on. This video is not intended to cover every aspect of the Internet of Things concept or explore it in a super technical capacity. The Internet of Things is just one part of the fourth stage of the Industrial Revolution. So there's so much to unpack and to learn about. So I'll leave all of that to the experts. I'm explaining in layman's terms research that I've gathered and experiences that I've had with smart devices. So for anyone who's really invested in a deep dive of IoT, here are some of the resources you can check out. So here's a LinkedIn Learning link through our online resources through MCPL, and here's an awesome YouTube course that you can take as well. Keep in mind that course is like 4 hours, but that's okay. It's worth it. So I'll also link these resources in the comments, but even if you are more advanced and want a better take on the Internet of Things, feel free to share this video with your friends so they can start or continue their Internet of Things learning journey. So without further ado, let's start some learning. So imagine you're at work and you remember you left the air conditioner on. So instead of going all the way back home, what you could do is use your smartphone to check the status of your AC. Maybe even turn it off. Or you're 6 hours into your 12-hour road trip and you realize you can't remember if you locked the front door. You're too far away to turn back now and can't think of anyone to call at the top of your head. With the help of a smart lock and an app on your smartphone, you could lock your front door with the tap of a button. Now, with the help of the Internet of Things, these troublesome situations can be solved without inconveniencing yourself or others. The Internet of Things can even turn your AC off and lock your front door for you once you leave the home. Now, before, access to the Internet was limited to just desktop computers, tablets, and smartphones. So as the Industrial Revolution progressed, industrial, agricultural, organizational, and infrastructure applications leaned in to incorporating smart technology. So the concept of connecting anything and everything to the internet took off. So now, devices like your phone, your laptop, your car, your fridge, washers, television, and home automation can be connected to the internet and even interact with one another. So most of these devices will have smart in the name. That's how you can tell the difference. So what is IoT? The Internet of Things is the collection of devices that can connect to the internet and collect and share data. Okay, now that we've defined the Internet of Things, how does it help? What's the point? So the purpose of the Internet of Things is to make our lives easier, more productive, more comfortable. So for example, think of the things that you do with your smartphone. Literally anything. It's how you're watching this video, probably. It's how you get your news. It's how you communicate and collaborate with others. It's how you find your entertainment, especially if you downloaded TikTok last year. Anyway, your smartphone's also how you can interact with other devices, such as printers, other smartphones, computers, in order to send and receive files, interact with people, communicate with people, and so on. So a better example for a better understanding of the Internet of Things could be the smart house, which is pretty much the goal for anyone with a Pinterest board. Me. So think of all the features you want to incorporate in this smart house. It not only needs to be attractive looking, but it needs to be tech savvy in a sense. So all of the features such as automatic lights. You want motion or voice activated lights. You want automatic locks. So locks that you can, from your smartphone, lock the back door, lock the front door, close the garage door. You want to be able to do all of those things from a hub, essentially. You also want entertainment management. So some way to play your favorite podcast or your favorite playlist and have each speaker in your home pick up that broadcast. Then you also want temperature management. So depending on if you have a smart thermostat, you want the temperature in your basement to be 76 degrees, while you want the temperature upstairs in a playroom to be 70. You want to be able to turn those things on or off when you leave the home, or for it to know when you've left and go ahead and do that for you. You also want to have that luxury of being comfortable without having to go out of your way to do those things that you've had to do before. So this not only benefits you as a consumer, but it also benefits the world and society as we know it, because it promotes efficiency and productivity. So think of telehealth. Over the last 5 to 10 years, you can now use healthcare monitoring from home or get a remote interaction with your doctor from home, because you can connect through a smart device with your doctor and get that same level of health care that you need without either putting you or your doctor at risk. So this also helps with data analysis. So with the help of computers assisting in healthcare, you're able to analyze data faster and get more concrete results with the help of computers. Think of farming. So we want to improve on traditional methods and shift to modern farming, which means smart technologies to help increase productivity with trackers, soil analysis, climate analysis, water level tracking. We want to be able to check all of that in order to get the best yield. And then in manufacturing, we definitely want to boost production because we want things faster. We want it now. We want it to still be good quality, but we want it when we need it. And then in education, the Internet of Things also applies there with the help of augmented reality and virtual reality. You want to be able to bring your kids, your students into an experience that they might not have had before, where they have a greater level of interaction with whatever part of the curriculum you're in with the help of virtual reality or augmented. So now that we know what it is and how it helps us, how does it work? So this is going to be a simplistic depiction of the IoT process. That's going to be my disclaimer because it can get a lot more technical, but I'm not ready for that. So we will break down the specifics, but as you can see, sensors gather information, they send it to the cloud where it's compiled, processed, and decoded, and then it's transferred to a device that's requesting the information. It's that simple. But what does that mean technically? So first things first, what are sensors? So sensors or devices detect events or changes in their environment, and then they send that information to other electronics, usually a computer processor. So a sensor is always used with other electronics. Its main job is to collect information. So a sensor will respond to a physical stimulus such as temperature, light, sound, pressure, and motion. And then they'll take that data, and through some form of connectivity, they're going to transmit that data to the cloud. So if you are foggy about what the cloud is, as in cloud storage, you can check out an introduction to cloud storage video that Paige did a couple months ago. Very helpful. I would highly suggest that if you're not quite sure what the cloud is in general, check that out. So it's going to be a little different than what we're talking about here, but it's complementary to the Internet of Things, so it's helpful to know that information. So the Internet of Things creates a huge amount of data. So if you think of all of the different sensors that are needed for anything that's connected to the Internet, that's a bunch of information. So the cloud provides a pathway for that data to travel. So keep that in mind when you are watching the rest of this, and then when you watch Paige's video. So since a sensor's only job is to gather data, someone needs to decipher it. So to send that information, the sensor needs to get it to the cloud because that's where it can be processed and then put into English for us to understand. So this method is going to depend on the situation the type of sensor or device, and then how the sensor is programmed to move that information to the next step. So some methods could include Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, RFID, which is radio frequency identification, or NFC method, which is near field communication. So for example, you're shopping and you're ready to pay. You've set up the mobile wallet on your phone and you're excited to try it out. True story. So which means when you hold your phone near an electronic pay device, so I take my phone here and I go boop, put my thumbprint, these devices are able to share data because they're in close proximity. So that's near field communication. So as a security feature, your phone's going to want you to put in a PIN or touch ID, so your thumbprint, to make sure it's you that's using the card. So anyway, near field communication. So this method is a method of wireless data transfer. So the sensors in the card reader realize that a smart device is close and prepares to accept that user's card data and then transfer it to the store's computer system to complete the transaction. So at this point, the sensors have collected the data, sent it to the cloud, and now it's time to process it to make it understandable for the user. So in our example a second ago, you know that the data sharing process is ready once you see the Touch ID symbol show up on your screen, and then you get a green check mark that says done or complete, notifying you that the card reader has accepted your mobile pay information. So then the store clerk will see a different set of confirmations on their screen depending on how their company has the software set up in order to handle mobile pay transactions. Either way, both users have benefited from an Internet of Things contactless payment transaction and can move on rather quickly. And you didn't even have to get out your wallet. You know how embarrassing it is sometimes to be in line trying to get your card out of those tiny little pockets in your wallet? Anyway, the point of processing the data is to extract meaningful and relevant information that either the device or the user can act upon. So this can be a simple task, such as reading whether the temperature in a smart fridge is acceptable in order to keep food fresh, or a more complex situation where your device's security camera needs to accurately identify if something is just an object or someone lingering outside your house. So then the processor has to decide whether to send the user an alert, either through a text, email, or on-screen notification, or just add that information somewhere, usually in an app for that device, where the user can check it proactively, so when they want to. So the next part of that whole process is the user interface or application layer. So this is how we interact with the device, either through a touch screen or buttons on the device. This will be the front end to all of the back end process that just happened. So for instance, say you're wearing your smartwatch and you go for a run. On your watch, you can activate many apps that can record and monitor your vitals, your distance, your speed, and with a few taps, you can review this information in real time. So, all right, that was a lot. So let's debrief. So how does the Internet of Things work? So sensors collect data, and then they use that specific data transfer method to send that information to the cloud. In the cloud, the data is processed and made relevant and understandable for us before sending it to our devices. So using our smartphones or smartwatches or whichever, we can access that data and get the info we need. So of course, this happens a whole lot faster than explained, of course. But now that we've made a little more than halfway through, if you have any questions about IoT, throw them in the comments. If you need anything clarified, throw it in the comments. Or tap that like button and let me know everything's going good and we're doing okay. All right, let's keep going. So in a world where most, if not all, things are going digital, it's understandable for consumers like us to be concerned with not only how to keep up with the complexity of new technology, but to protect our personal information. So we're in a constantly changing world that makes leaps and bounds with technology pretty much every second. But our information is also in jeopardy each moment. So how do we participate safely in this Internet of Things system? So for the sake of time, because it makes sense, I'm lumping our concerns under one umbrella, considered information sharing. So in regards to privacy and security, since other concerns such as loss of productivity or solely relying on technology/devices is subjective and can take a back burner to the true burning question, how can I use an internet connected device and still stay safe? So it's no surprise that smart devices need your information to some extent to assist you. This information could be account info, so such as having to log into the service you connect that device to in an app, personal info, so your address and or phone number, and location information, so such as access to your Bluetooth and or location services. So some may even need permission to access features on other devices. So for example, you can talk to Alexa directly through your smartphone. To do that, the app will probably want access to your phone's microphone. So this can feel as if too many things have access to your information, and that is fair. An article by the World Economic Forum says that the risk of a home network getting hacked increases in line with the number of connected devices, especially if we take the Internet of Things devices' long lifespan into account. So they last a long time. But the more you have, the more access points. And that's understandable. The more devices you have connected to your home network, and the more points of access to your information. So compound this with the number of online accounts you may have already and your online behavior. So that is to say, if you have quite a few online accounts, they don't have to all be ones that you actively use, and you need to work on your username and password practices, your information may be more susceptible to harm once you add a handful or two of smart devices to your internet connected collection. So all of those things together, combination. So what can you do? So securing your Wi-Fi with a strong, unique password, turning on multi-factor authentication, reviewing the settings for your smart devices, and protecting your online account or accounts are a few places to start to address this privacy and security issue with the Internet of Things concern. So a brief example of starting to work on securing your devices. So limit how much access your apps have to other parts of your devices, especially your phone. So meaning, should a photo app have access to your contacts, your microphone, your location, your fitness activity, and so forth to work properly? Probably not. So if you want to check what permissions are on your smartphone that certain apps have, you're going to head to the Settings app for your device. So if you have an Android operating system, you're going to want to look under Apps and Notifications. And if you have an iOS device, you'll want to check under Privacy in the list of options. So keep all that in mind. Check your app settings. Turn on two-factor authentication. Secure your Wi-Fi. We want better username and password combinations. Okay, friends? Good job. You got this. Now, moving on. The benefits for participating in the Internet of Things system depend on the application, and they're subjective, just like the concerns are. So, certain smart devices may yield different benefits depending on the user. So, as a quick example, my son, he and I both have an Amazon Alexa, which is a smart assistant, smart speaker as well. So he asks her on the daily, Alexa, how do you spell expurgation? He has been obsessed with trying to spell expurgation for like a week. And what does that mean? What is expurgation, son? Do you know? He doesn't. Now, me on the other hand, I haven't even plugged in my Alexa. And I only ask his, because it's already plugged in and set up, what time it is, what's the weather, to set a timer, and to turn the music down. My tasks are clearly boring, utilitarian to a fault, or pretty much non-existent. But let me tell you, where I find my joy, my smart thermostat. Y'all, I did make a whole video of it. It's my love song to my Nest Thermostat. I use that more than a smart assistant. So it's pretty much daily that I'm checking my smartphone to open the Nest app, turn my AC or my heat on, then leave work to go get the kids from daycare. So that way by the time we get home and we suffer through that horrid heat or that frigid cold for the 20 feet it takes us to get to the door, it's nice and comfortable in the house. And that connectivity of using my smartphone to talk to my other smart device at my house, that is a great benefit to me. But it might be different for others. So I can send an announcement to my son's Alexa from the Alexa app on my phone, or tell Alexa to turn the thermostat down to 72 degrees without having to pick up my phone. So the ability to have contactless interaction with my environment, because most things are connected, makes things a lot easier. Now, my next benefit that I'd like to talk to you about is efficiency. So, which is when, hand in hand with productivity, is the main profit for the Internet of Things. We want to do more faster to get results quicker. So if we sat down to research, create, schedule, confirm, or seek out information on our own, completing a task sometimes can come at a slower pace. It might take us a while, so we have to weed through all that information. So for example, some smart fridges have the capability to suggest recipes to you based on what it knows is already in the fridge. That's amazing. They had a website do that a couple years ago, and I was like, wow. But now the fridge can do it? That's wild. Or it can even help you create a shopping list. So this is one I actually found a tutorial for creating a shopping list from a fridge that I actually want to share with you. So let's check it out.
Is the Samsung refrigerator with the family hub. Yo, I think my friends have this fridge. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, they have a little tutorial here for creating a shopping list. And there's an interactive screen here where you can actually like follow along with the clicks. Or you can scroll down and actually like read the steps. And the animation will move along with it. I didn't realize the steps were there when I first went through this. So that's a little embarrassing. But up here, it'll tell you exactly where to kind of click and touch. And you'll see it says My Shopping List, New Shopping List. And then it has a recipe section here. And then there's like an add where you can add a new shopping list. Or we've added eggs. We're going to add bacon. And you can like type on the screen, I'm pretty sure. So right now on our new shopping list, we've got bacon, eggs. And this will let us, let's just say it's doing. So select the items you want to edit. For this example, we're going to touch select all. And then it says to assign a location for these items, touch send to view inside. Now, it looks like you can look inside the fridge at the same time. What is the view inside? I don't know, but we just made a grocery list on the fridge, yo. And then you can go back. And then I think it walks you through how to delete it. And I'm like, what? And so it would make a lot of sense to me that you're able to open these lists or these recipes and send them to your mobile device, or view them in the Samsung Family Hub refrigerator app. Either way, that's kind of cool.
Let's review before we talk about what's new. So, concerns. You'll want to consider the concerns that you have with sharing personal information. So, tech can be harmful. So, you want to research as much as you can before you purchase a smart device. And you'll definitely want to stay up to date on smart device safety news for the device that you chose. So keep that in mind. You want to research. Now, once you have addressed your concerns, you want to think critically about which device can provide the connectivity, the efficiency, and the convenience that you need in your life. In our time together, I've mentioned a few devices that are part of the Internet of Things. So we've got smartphones, tablets, smart assistants, smart thermostats, smart fridges, virtual reality, smart factories, telehealth, smart farming, smart homes, and a few more. If I missed any, I owe you a quarter. So, what else has been added to the growing list of smart devices? So let's talk about new products. Now, these might necessarily not have been new. They're new to me because I didn't know that they existed. So we're going to say that they're new. All right, so the first thing is a smart mirror. Why? But also want. So it's a backlit bathroom mirror that includes a dimmable LED light and a defogger. Y'all, I can't tell you how many times I go in the bathroom and go, it's way too bright in here. Because, like, yeah, it's 3 a.m. I'm not turning the lights on. But, like, if I had a dimmable one for in the morning, that'd be nice. The next one is a smart wallet, which I thought was very interesting. So it gives you instant card access with the click of a button on the wallet. You're just like, boop, and it says, troop, here are your cards. Boop, here are your cards. It has RFID and NFC blocking protection. Because there are people out there that make these devices that can read your card information without having to come up to you. So I guess this blocks those waves. And it has a smartphone compatible tracker that you can purchase separately to prevent you from losing your wallet like ever again. That's amazing. I need that thing that you can add to your keys because I lose my keys on the daily. Now, the next one, which I think is pretty helpful, is an air monitoring system. So this will track temperature, humidity, carbon dioxide, chemicals, and particulate matter in your space. So you can even get tips on how to improve the air quality and integrate the monitor with your Alexa. So if you've got like poor air quality, especially if you're like an asthmatic like me, you need some good air quality. And I'll let you know, hey, you probably need to ventilate. You need some help. Yeah, you're right. I'll go buy some plants now. And then, this one, I know. I'm bringing in bad energy. It's a smart alarm clock. I know. We don't like getting up. But it's smart. Okay? And I thought this was kind of cool. So this says that this smart radio clock automatically sets itself on the first use to the correct year, month, date, day, and time. Wow. So the clock radio features Bluetooth, which is kind of cool, a USB output for mobile charging. We like charging ports. And it has a large and easy to read LED display. Yeah. But the time comes so fast in the morning. It's just like, I don't even care what time it is right now. It's just not enough sleep. So this alarm can also be programmed to operate on weekdays only, weekends only, all 7 days of the week, and it can reset itself for daylight savings or when the power goes out. That's kind of cool. So I know, look, I have a stove. It's not smart, it's dumb. When the power goes out, as often as it does, I have to set the clock before I can use the stove. Like, look, I don't know what time it is, friend. You're just going to have to say it's 12, even though it's probably like 7 in the night. Now, this next one, a smart wheelchair. So this one's called the Phoenix Eye wheelchair, and it's the first ever lightweight wheelchair embedded with smart technologies. So I will say that the Internet of Things integrating with mobility and accessibility products, that's my jam. I love it. I'm so excited about these types of products, especially the ones centered around elder care. That's so cool. I like that. All right, so the last one introduces us to the concept of smart cities, which I'm excited, which is part of IOT in their infrastructure application. So remember, there's industrial infrastructure, manufacturing, all those other ones. We're in the consumer application because we're buyers. So this is a smart street light system. Apparently it helps cities move to LED bulbs, so make that transition away from just traditional bulbs, because you can't say traditional. So this will help improve their usefulness and their connectedness to provide smart city services such as illuminating pathways when motion is sensed, so they'll get brighter when they sense someone coming, or they're dim during inactivity. They'll have electronic signage, and public Wi-Fi, and so on. I think that's kind of cool. But like, first, give me sidewalks. I don't care about the streetlights. That's neither here nor there. It's a letter from my congressperson or my mayor. I don't know. Anyway, all right. That's what I have for you today. So here's what we talked about today for our What is the Internet of Things video. It seems we've answered all of our original questions. Yay! Look at us. Good work. And you're awesome for sticking with me as we learned about the Internet of Things. Hopefully it wasn't too technical. I tried to make it to where I had to understand it enough to explain it, because it is deep. So I want to thank you so much for being here. Watch out for more videos from us. The next video in our What is Tech series will be about VPN. So you're going to come learn about what VPN is and how it works for you. All right, have a good day. And we want to thank you for watching. Follow us to find more videos just like this. Our page on Facebook is MCPL 360. We're here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you miss us on Facebook, you'll still find these same videos on our YouTube channel at MCPL Mo. Find our consumer technology playlist. Have a good day.